Hey, viewers, George here, and I'm here to talk about the Spirit Camera in Cursed Memoir. Okay, so if you guys can remember from my first impressions of The Hidden, I stated that it was a pile of crap. I also stated that there is a really cool game that's still trying to find a publisher called Ghostwire. And I also mentioned that a game is coming out called Spirit Camera, and I was really excited for it. I grabbed Spirit Camera on April 13th, that's the day it came out, here in North America. And I must say, for the most part, I'm really happy with the game. And I'll get to my criticisms in a second. Actually, I'm going to get to them right now. No, I'm going to get them in a second, because I want to explain the story of the game. So, basically what happens is you play as yourself, and you get in the mail this thing called the Diary of Faces. Ooh, creepy. So you get this thing, oh geez. You get this thing in the mail called the Diary of Faces. And you also get something called the Camera Obscure, which happens to be your 3DS. Fancy that. And you find out very soon, very quickly, that the Camera Obscure reacts very interestingly to the Diary of Faces. And you also find out the Diary of Faces smells like a pile of shit. This is one of my problems with the game, is this thing smells really bad. You open it up and it's like, whew! Sorry, that's the actual smell of it. It smells terrible. But, so yeah, so you figure out that the camera reacts to the Diary of Faces and actually sucks you in to this world that's inside the Diary of Faces. And in there you find out that there is this woman, this ghost thing called the Woman in Black, who steals the faces of people who get the diary. And so you escape with this other person, this like girl, and now you have to try and escape the curse, and also figure out what the curse is, and figure out the mystery behind, the mystery behind the Diary of Faces. Crazy. So, the story itself works. It's interesting. It's enough to keep you engaged, especially considering you are the protagonist in the story, which I really like. That adds another depth to the game. I should also mention that I don't know if this would be considered part of the Fatal Frame series, considering like the story is dubbed Fatal Frame, which is weird, but it's made by Nintendo, and last I checked, Nintendo doesn't make Fatal Frame, but there you go, it's there. So it's sort of like an unofficial sequel, or part to it, I don't know. So, I don't know, I threw that over there. So, what else to say? Actually, I'm going to get to the criticisms of this game I have right now. So, right off the bat, the Diary of Faces is an AR booklet. If you can remember, if you got your 3DS, or you heard about the 3DS, it came with these things called AR cards, which I don't know where mine are. They're somewhere. But it came with these things called AR cards. And basically, in a certain game mode that's on the 3DS, you could put the AR cards down, and it'll project an image that you can have fun with. Really cool, really interesting. One of my complaints right off the bat about the 3DS is not a lot of games actually utilize the AR technology that it has. So this game comes along, I go to play it, and this booklet is basically a whole bunch of AR cards. Even the front of the page, right to the very back of the page. Every single thing is actually an AR hardware technology thing. I don't know. It's paper. So, here's my problem with it. Depending on where you play this game, depends on whether or not you can actually use the AR technology, which is really weird to say. Because when I was first playing this, I was at my college, and I was playing it before class. And everything was working fine, it was good, it was perfect, I was having a lot of fun with it, people were giving me weird looks, but that's alright, I get enough of those. So, I come home, and I go to play it, and about at a certain point in the game, I don't want to say a certain point, but during the gameplay, the screen started tinted a little red while I was playing here in my room. I just sort of, went, okay, whatever, maybe it's part of the game, or maybe it's the lighting in my room. I expect the lighting in my room to sometimes tint cameras red, because I know if I film in that corner of the room, sometimes, this camera will tint a little red on screen because of how the lighting is in that corner. That's probably why I don't film in that corner anymore. But, so, I ignore it, and I go to play, and, sorry. So, I have to go and go to the AR booklet to activate one of the images that's in the AR booklet. And I have the 3DS lined up with it, and it detects that it's the right page that I have to go to. And then it sort of cuts out, like it stops trying to read it. So I'm trying to adjust it because I don't know, it's very finicky. And it'll get there and then it'll stop trying to read it, and I'm like, okay, weird. So I figure it must be the lighting in my room. So I go to move out into the living room, thinking the lighting's going to be much better there because I have like more lights that are set up, which means it shouldn't tint red. And lo and behold, it does not only tint red, it tints completely black red. Yeah, that is a lot of fun because now it can't even see the freaking booklet, let alone read it. So that is my big problem with the game, is that depending on where you're playing it, depends on whether or not you can actually play it. Go figure. So next to the story mode, which what little I've played of it is really interesting, as you have to solve puzzles and whatnot to continue through it and use the AR booklet. Sorry, I was being weird there for a second. The AR booklet. There's also mini games that uses the camera and also the AR booklet, which for the most part are fun, but are just there because they have to justify the $40 price tag of the game, or it was $40, I think. I can't remember, but they have to justify the price tag for the game. To a degree, they do. I mean, if you've completed the story, obviously got nothing better to do with the game than play the little mini games. So that's that. Anything else I need to mention? This game uses about everything that the 3DS has to offer. The 3D's alright, nothing to really write home about. For the most part, you're probably not going to actually play this game in 3D, because you're going to be moving the camera around a lot, and it's going to get motion sickness and crazy stunts of acrobats. But 3D is usually turned off when I'm playing it, so what little 3D I've seen, it's alright. Nothing to write home about. What else? Yeah, like I said, you have to move around for some sections, considering it uses the cameras, and it also uses the gyro sensor, so sometimes when you're inside the booklet, inside the Diary of Faces, I should say, you'll have to move around the camera and whatnot, which is interesting. I like it. Gives it an extra bit of interactivity, since you are the protagonist, and what better way to make yourself the protagonist than actually trying to move around the environment. Other things to mention, this isn't a game that is portable, so being on a portable system, it's weird. So don't expect to be playing this on the train or anything, because next to the fact that you have to have this thing staying still, you're going to be trying to move around, and yet, like I said in the hidden review, sitting back and moving to try and get something off to the side doesn't work. It looks weird too, and it's very, very weird to do. So obviously those are some key problems. The weird camera lighting glitches are very weird, and of course the booklet smelling like a pile of crap is really weird. The smell doesn't go away. So yeah, that's what I think of the game Spirit Camera. If you're looking for a horror game that is on the 3DS, it's good. It will work. Hopefully the lighting issues don't bug you. Hopefully the booklet smelling really weird doesn't bother you. And hopefully it being not so portable doesn't bug you. Other than that, though, great game, fun game. It's a lot of fun. Much better than the Hidden. Much better than Hidden by like hundreds and hundreds of decimals of awesomeness. So with that said, I will see you guys next time. And until then, keep on gaming.